Hey guys, welcome to the Finish Line School, and today I'm going to bring a very special topic for you, that is what exactly is the significance of the p-value in statistical analysis. Now, all of you may be in the stage of, I'm talking about postgraduate students or even some of undergraduate students, maybe in the process of writing an article or a dissertation where they're conducting either a short study or a complete research project. In most of the research projects, it has been seen that it is very important for the student to understand what exactly is going on in the mind of the statistician, so that you cannot be made to either run around a bush, or you should also understand where exactly the statistician is trying to find out a fault in the design of your study. What exactly is the p-value? The p-value is a chance or a probability. In simplest of terms, it is the chance out of 100 of the occurrence of an event. For example, if the p-value is 0.05, that means 5 divided by 100, it means there are only 5 chances out of 100 that a particular event will occur. Alright, so the p-value, if you obtain a p-value that is less than or equal to 0.05, as I shall show you later in the presentation, you may declare your study or your results to be statistically significant. Coming to what exactly is the normal distribution curve. Any kind of data is considered to be normally distributed when the data points are distributed equally around the center or the median. And in case of a normally distributed data, the median is equal to the mean. Alright, that is an absolute truth of normalized distribution data. Data which is not normally distributed is called skewed data, which I shall deal later at a later time at a later topic. Alright, that means the curve will either be towards the left or towards the right. And what to do in case you get skewed data is something that I'll again explain to you in later topics. It happens very commonly that you may end up getting a skewed curve instead of a normally distribution curve, and how do you end up working on that is something I shall explain later. Now, whenever you work on these data curves, you have to find out first thing that is known as a test statistic. What exactly is a test statistic? The test statistic is something that is also known as z-score. So, for instance, you have a huge population. The population mean comes out to be 100. Alright? Or let's just take, for instance, the population mean comes out to be, alright, let's take it 90. Comes out to be 90. And you then take a sample of the population in order to conduct a study, and the mean for any particular parameter as in the population. In order to explain better what the concept of the p-value is, I like you to take a look at this curve. This is a normalized distribution curve of the population, and at the center is the population mean. The second curve that I'm about to draw on the screen is a curve of the sample that you've taken for the study, and in the center is the population mean. Now, our goal is to find out whether the population mean for both of them, whether the difference in the population means for the sample as well as the population is significant or not. Is there a significant difference in the means of the sample population and that of the entire population? That is the blue. So the blue graph is the entire population, the green graph is the sample population. Now, you can have either two types of data. You can either have quantitative data or qualitative data. Alright, and what exactly is the p-value? As I've just explained in the previous slide, a p-value is, in simplest of terms, is the chances of an occurrence of an event out of 100. Alright, and now you can either have a one-tail test, that is, for example, you're only going in one direction, which is most likely the right direction, alright, towards the right, that is towards basically your right, not the right on the screen. And you can either have a two-tailed test. The most frequent test that we perform is a two-tailed test, that on either sides of the population we are trying to find out what is the chance of occurrence of an event, or what is the chance that the sample mean will actually fall so far away from the population mean that it will come beyond the third standard deviation, or a z-score is equal to 3, which already denotes very high level of significance. Alright, in most studies the level of significance of the p-value is set at 0.05. Now, whenever we conduct a dissertation, we have a null hypothesis and an alternative hypothesis. The null hypothesis states that the population mean and the sample mean are not statistically significantly or different. Alright, which means that there is no statistically significant difference between the means of the population and the means of the sample. Considering the alternative hypothesis, that is HA or H1 as we call it, The alternative hypothesis state that there is a significant difference, a statistically significant difference between the population mean and the sample mean. And what exactly is the alpha? The alpha is the level of significance that you set for the study. Whenever you set an alpha level at 0.05, which is a standard level for multiple studies, alright, that alpha level denotes the amount of, the kind of statistical significance that we are after. For example, if I set an alpha at 0.001, that means I will only agree to dismissing the null hypothesis when both the results are highly significant, which means when there is only a 0.1 chance out of 100 of the occurrence of an event, which practically means that there is no chance of the occurrence of an event, or there is no chance of any similarity between the means of the sample and that of the population. There is no chance of any similarity between the means of the sample and that of the population, whereas your alpha setting at 0.05 means that there are 5 out of 100 chances that there may be no difference between the mean of the sample and the mean of the population. So what are we looking at? We are looking at means, alright. So if the alpha or the p-value, if the p-value comes out to be less than or equal to, if the p-value comes out to be less than or equal to 0.05, will we accept the null hypothesis or reject it? We will reject the null hypothesis, alright, and accept the alternative hypothesis. The p-value is greater than 0.05 or equal to it, we will most likely accept the null hypothesis you're going to get in your data. Consider a p-value that comes out to be, now I've already told you, if the p-value comes out to less than 0.05, or if the p-value is less than or equal to the alpha, your null hypothesis will be rejected. If the p-value is greater than or equal to the alpha, you may accept the null hypothesis.